I'll just talk about Scream 1.
Sure.
Right? Scream 1 was great because, everyone, it's been said, it's been like done, it's an old horse at this point,
Mm-hmm.
right? Scream is saved slasher movies, even though, it was just more, I felt like Scream was just kind of like asking people, like, let's do something a little more different. Let's be a little more creative with this genre. It doesn't have to be the same thing here.
And then the success of that movie spawned a bunch of copycats. After the 90s, so the late 90s into the early 2000s.
Yeah, we got, what was that one that we watched? Valentine?
Valentine. Would you say like Urban Legend?
Urban Legend for sure, yeah.
Something like that. Or I Know We Did Last Summer, but that was written by...
That's Kevin Williamson.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count.
And not to completely dog on him, but, he does. He has shown that he can write a good... Fun chase scene, tense scene. But, just recently, his stuff, or at least with Sick, kind of left me a little worried for how he's going to go about Scream 7.
But, like I said, the first movie did popularize sort of like meta, like tongue-in-cheek slashers.
Yeah, and 6 feels kind of what... I don't know why, but Marvel kind of comes to mind.
The Marvel movies?
A little, in the sense that it just does a lot of like winking to the audience, like you remember so and so.
Oh, like references that like for the fan. I guess it's like fans, all for the fans.
It's like fan service.
Fan service.
Yeah. 6 feels very fan servicey. Again, I keep thinking of, Gale dodging the punch, saying, "I've done this before, haha," then getting punched again by Jenna Ortega.
Right.
I think she gets punched in 5. Am I wrong?
She gets punched in 5?
I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But, in 2, she gets punched. And she evades a punch in 2 from Sydney. 3, I don't know if she got punched. Maybe she did. I feel like she's got punched a couple times.
But the 6th movie is fan servicey to a point where it's just kind of not particularly interesting, or like there's no real point in it other than like...
It just feels very like self-serving.
Yeah. Which is...
It's like basking in its own legacy. Scream 6 is basking in its own legacy.
And it's not really doing anything new.
No.
Despite it being the 6th movie.
Like, the only thing that I would say that Scream 5 and 6 have going for it is Sam.
Right.
Sam and Tara.
And the 5th movie positioned itself as talking about requels and fandom and
yeah,
minorly elevated horror on a minor note. And then the 6th movie doesn't really have a position.
No, the 6th movie definitely... Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really feel like it has a position. It's just more going by the book, following the Scream formula. You have your cast. You have the red herrings. I guess they all have that, but Scream 6, it really felt like it.
Like it was
like we're really just going through the motions at this point.
It serves as like a super direct sequel to the 5th one because the killers are
related to the first killer.
The Ritchie
or one
family,
of the first killers, yeah.
And they're all connected for that reason.
And also the fact that it ends in a warehouse dedicated to the Scream or the Stab franchise.
Yeah.
It just feels like too much, You have all the ghosts. You have like ghost faced imagery everywhere. There's like a movie, I think a Stab movie playing on a projector as well. The TV that killed Stu. Oh, I forgot about that.
The
scene.
TV that killed
There's
Stu
the TV that killed Stu Macher. Bro, I was just so sick of it at that point. I'm like, shut up.
Well, wait, they had that stuff. Like the TV that killed Stu Macher. They had like, I think like one of the original knives.
Yeah.
That the killers
they have all
used.
the killer. Oh, that's another thing in 6 that I completely forgot because it's so like does not matter. The killer was leaving behind the masks of the past killers at the crime scenes. Remember that?
I totally forgot.
Yeah, but that's what they were doing. They were like leaving, just everyone's mask, and that led to the little like whiteboard scene that was happening, and with Kirby being like, oh, Jill and Charlie. I remember them. I remember them clearly.
I guess could you say that is the movie trying to say anything about like legacy I guess that's its point as a legacy movie or legacy, because it's, talking a lot about itself in the past, like all this iconic imagery, these iconic scenes that everyone remembers.
Yeah, iconic props, characters.
I guess the movie is a.
It's a Scream movie. Scream 6 is about the Scream movies, really.
But what about it though? Is what I was always confused by when I watched the movie.
I don't think it had a too strong of a voice, really, in that regard.
Yeah, because for sure, I guess it was about Scream's legacy, but I don't think any of the characters were motivated by the legacy, right? Because the killers were just there for revenge for Richie. Yeah,
revenge for Richie.
Which doesn't really have anything to do with the legacy of Scream, per se. I mean, I guess...
revenge is a common...
Sure, but it's just so, general. Revenge is such a general...
But in terms of the Scream movies, Billy wanted revenge. Billy's mom wanted revenge. Roman wants revenge. Roman's revenge. Nicki Minaj.
Did what's her name?
Jill?
Did Jill want revenge?
No, Jill wanted fame.
Yeah, she didn't want revenge.
And you could probably say that she wanted revenge in the sense that, Sydney got all the attention. And she said, growing up, that's all she heard. And it's kind of implied that her mother didn't really... wasn't maybe that attentive to her.
I guess that's why she killed her.
She did not like her mom. She did not like her mom. But in a loose way, yeah, you could say Jill's motivations was revenge, or even maybe I would say jealousy was for sure. Scream 5,
I guess
not really revenge.
Well, maybe the fandom, the revenge of the fandom,
right.
Revenge of the fans,
sure.
Because the stab movies had strayed so far away from what they wanted that they decided that they needed to make their own, whatever.
Yeah, and then 6,
the
revenge for Richie. Justice for Richie.
So in the 6th, yeah, for those reasons, the 6th movie is kind of not working for me. I feel like it just, I don't know, it just didn't have a clear direction to go in.
No, I agree with you. So, I guess when it comes to the movies that in the franchise that do work, for me that's Scream 1.
Well, 1, 4.
1, 4, 2 works. 3 is kind of sort of works.
And then 5.
Yeah, I guess 5.
And then 6.
5 and 6. I mean, with Scream 4, that one, to me, just because I love Scream 4, but that one felt a lot more focused, right? It's, these are kids that grew up on, 2000s sort of horror, Saw remakes, all that. So, they were more interested. And like you said, Jill's the whole point of that, or Jill's motive was that she wants to be the new face of tragedy, the new Sidney Prescott. So she's gonna show the world, right? Everyone heard about what happened to you. With me, they're gonna see what happened to me. So it's it's in a way maybe Scream 4 works because it's not necessarily focused around horror movies.
Yeah.
It's sort of horror movies are just sort of the aesthetic of Scream 4. Where Scream 4's whole thing was, we're using, the fact that it's internet, everything, even though they don't live stream in Scream 4, except for that one scene.
Yeah.
But, that it would have made more sense if it was live streamed, but less sense because if they live streamed it, Jill would have to probably work a lot more to make sure that she's not found out that she's orchestrating the killings. But, they record the killings. They're going to be releasing them to the internet, to the scary world wide web. Leak. Yeah. Live leak.
Or what was that one place you visited?
DeathNet. Real ones, no.
The real one's not DeathNet.
I don't know anything about DeathNet. Cut that. But yeah, I think that's what Scream 4 worked. Scream 1, we already said it before, but Scream 1 worked because at that point the slasher genre was kind of considered stale, and Scream 1 just showed up being let's just No, we can do something more, guys. Let's put in the work. Let's use those. Let's use that. Let's put our thinking caps on.
And you said that you could argue that after that first one, every other Scream movie is kind of the same movie with diminishing returns, kind of. You know, they're all pretty good, some of them, but they all are kind of the same.
I think, yeah, that's just sort of the territory with coming after a movie like Scream 1, that the sequels are kind of doomed to kind of have a... I don't know, for me, like any sequel, the sequels after Scream 1 or Scream sequels are always going to have like a formula to them. You know, the phone calls.
Which is interesting, right? Because the first movie was like breaking the formula of like slasher. And then everything else followed.
Yeah, they replaced the formula with its own formula.
And then they just had to follow that formula.
Yeah, now it's like a whodunit.
And even though like every movie has a sort of like twist to it, kind of, it's still the same thing.
Yeah, like everyone's expecting a twist.
Right.
Everyone's expecting the killer to be someone within the cast, which is kind of why, you know, they don't really work. Or the power of Scream just diminishes with every sequel. You know, at least with, you know, Scream 4, I think did it the best in terms, you know, yeah, I'll just say it. I don't care. Scream 4 for me did it the best with this formula, just because, yeah, at least it had fun with it, because, you know, it was setting up Jill to be this like new final girl. In the way Scream 4 was advertised and the way you're seeing it, it's like, oh, I'm expecting Jill to be like the new Sidney Prescott. This is kind of like what Scream 5 ended up being. You know, this is our new protagonist, and Sidney is here. The old generation is coming to like mentor the new generation. We're passing down the torch. And then it flipped on its head, being, you know, kind of showing a more darker side to that, where why would anyone want the torch to be passed down? And in Jill's case, to be famous, to have attention, to have book deals. Money, baby. That's why.
So by the sixth time, it feels like, I guess the bigger reason why 6. Well, not the bigger reason. I just feel like 6, I feel like should have been the time where they just threw the formula out the window.
I agree.
And then by not doing, by sort of playing it so safe to the Scream conventions, the 6th one is just so flat. And that's why it doesn't work.
Yeah, because at that point, we've already had 5 movies of the same thing. 6 comes out. Obviously, you're like, oh, who... I think even, like, the way they advertise it, too, it's like it's every, like, all the cast members holding the... Was that 6 or 5?
I don't know.
I forgot. I think it was 5. Their whole, like, marketing was like, the killer is on this poster.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny, and that's also so corny. Corny and lame, personally. The killer is on this poster. Great. I don't care. Yeah. I know. It's a Scream movie.
And I feel like because the way it's actually written isn't as compelling or engaging as any of the other movies, the mystery of, like, who the killer is not particularly interesting in this movie, because the killers aren't very interesting.
No.
And then everything else is just...
Yeah. Another thing that came to mind is the killers themselves, right? In Scream 1, it was part of the cast, but it was Sydney's boyfriend, someone close to her. So that had some weight to it. Stu Macher, I felt, that was another twist to it, that Stu was also in on it. But Stu seems a little more detached, and his reasons for being part of it were a little more, I guess, superficial, which kind of made it a little more off-putting. But then, you know, it kind of slowly... I mean, they were all connected to Sydney, but it felt like the impact kind of lessened a bit. Scream 2's reveal was nice, because I like the fact that, you know, it's Billy's mom, which is nice, because she was technically part of the cast, but she wasn't really like I didn't think, oh my god, really? It just... Because she, you know, she had like a couple scenes. She was just kind of like a gag character.
Every now and again.
A gag character. Someone that's bugging Gale. You're not really thinking to... That's like a good way of sneaking that in. And then, you know, it's revealed, and it's a nice confrontation. You know, she does a great job. I feel bad for forgetting her name. I know she's like got some like serious credits under her belt, but her, and then the accomplice is Mickey. Mickey's more of the expected, pick. He's someone that's more directly in the friend group. And then Scream 3, it's Roman, who gets killed off, and he's Sydney's like second cousin. Oops, second, not second.
Cousin,
I can't talk.
or is it brother?
Brother.
Oh, brother.
I don't know why I was gonna say cousin. No, it's her long lost brother.
Right.
And it just feels like they're all related. They're all connected to Sydney, but it never felt like it was ever like truly close to Sydney. Whereas the first one, it was her boyfriend who she was having trouble opening up to and being intimate with, and then she finally sleeps with him, and then it's revealed he's a killer. So it's like it's like there's like levels to like fuckery there. Like it's really intense for her. And then in 4, again, I love 4, but that's kind of why I liked 4, because here's family. Family that I'm assuming, I don't know how close they were. I don't think they were that close, but maybe for Sydney at that point in her life, she came back to Woodsboro. She's with her aunt. Maybe she's trying to connect more with her family, but it's at the end, Jill's the killer, and it's just like another thing for Sydney, more baggage for Sydney. Like, oh, now my act, not even my direct family, but like my cousin, like I have no one. My family is like, who knows? Jill tried to fucking kill me because they don't see me, they don't see me as family. They see me as competition. Jill saw me as competition. Like Jill's mom made that comment too in Scream 4. Like, I have scars. No one asks me about my scars. It's like a weird competition. Like, it's her family. You would expect a little more sympathy, not like this weird competitive nature to it. So I felt like Scream 4 did the best it could with that formula at that point. And then, 5 and 6, the killers. 5 just did what 1 did. The boyfriend was a killer.
Well, 5 was their requel.
Requel.
So I guess it
had to be. Whatever.
I guess because they were doing a play on that, everything makes sense in what it did, or the reasoning why is like, well, I guess that makes sense, because if you're doing, they do the ending is literally taking place in the same house as the original, right? Or like something that looks like the same house.
No, it was the same house.
It's the same house. So yeah, I guess it's literally a recreation of that, and then I thought it was lame in the movie. I still think it's kind of lame because I don't really think that the commentary is that strong to like really make any sort of interesting comment on anything other than like, yep, that's a requel.
That's the requel.
And then 6, the killers are so disconnected from anything particularly interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't really have weight to it. It's, one of the killers their death was a fake out scene. The other killer just doesn't have any lines. I guess he's kind of similar to like Mrs. Loomis, where he's kind of a gag character up until then. Because of what was his joke? Just like, oh, I'm not part of the friend group, am I? Is that it? Like, I'm not part of the friend group. I'm not part of the friend group. Am I part of the friend group? Huh?
He does absolutely nothing in the movie. Well, both of them do, because one of them's dead, and she's not in the movie
and
until
then the
then.
other one is just like,
and the other one is a background character who has like.
You would say honestly, the only one that was like a decent choice was like the
sheriff,
cop. Yeah, the cop. Just because he's directly involved in the investigation. That's like a decent pick for a killer. The other two, whatever. It's just, I think they were just there to kind of like shock the audience. Oh, you didn't expect these two to be the killers? No.
I guess I didn't.
Also, I don't care.
But yeah,
who cares? I don't care. All I know about the girl is that she's like sex positive and has sex. And then she died and people thought she was getting laid, but actually she was getting stabbed or faking it or whatever. And the other guy is just a guy who is not part of the friend group and doesn't want to die a virgin.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Anyways.
What were we talking about? Scream 6.
We're just talking about why it didn't work.
Yeah. Well, compared to everything we just said, well, generally, maybe we're being a little too harsh on Scream 6 because it sort of sounds, after talking about it a little bit more, that Scream 6 kind of sounds like the more of a natural conclusion to kind of in the direction that the series was sort of going a little bit.
How?
Just from the mere fact that, every single sequel has just kind of been the same thing over and over and over. And I don't think they were really interested in changing a whole lot to that. So at the end of the day, the big change of 5 being that we're getting a new cast, but not really because, Neve was supposed to be in 6 anyway. So in the same, it's like new stuff, but not really because Neve and Courtney Cox and David Arquette were still involved somewhat. So then 6 came out, Neve dropped out, awkward placing for Gale, and then, they just sort of like, whatever. They salvaged what they could, and then we got Scream 6.
I guess the only thing that is different is that these movies keep on making money. Because if you think about by the 6th movie, there's a...
Like a drop-off?
A drop-off? Well, by the 6th one, they're supposed to be making less money, right? Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. Even though they've gone on for so long, every subsequent movie at one point started to make less money than the other.
But the thing is with those series, like, for the most part, they kept making the money.
Right, but it was diminishing as it went on. I don't think they ever went into, like, loss. It wasn't a Hellraiser, where by the 4th one, it was just, like, lost cause. Well, DVD.
Well, they all went to DVD after the 3rd one.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure. The 3rd one was... No, 4th one. After the 4th one.
Yeah.
Because is it Bloodlines?
4th one is the one that has, like, the past, the present, and the future.
That's Blood one. I think that's the 4th one. So I think after that one, they all went to straight to DVD or cassette DVD.
But it feels like that hasn't happened with the Scream movies yet, and maybe that's just because they've been making money or a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Because normally by this point in the 6th movie in a franchise, horror franchise too, that it should be like.
Yeah, I guess that's well, it's not like Scream. People like Scream 6. It's not like it's a huge flop and a disaster.
Oh, yeah. People
like Scream 6. People like Scream 5. It's, it's a difference in tastes and opinions. But I guess just from our perspective as, people who liked the older ones it's not like even we were around when they were coming out. No, like, I think the first Scream movie we watched in theaters was 4. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where maybe that's why I like 4 so much, but maybe. Well, I just felt like, Scream was always kind of a fun experience just because I always felt like it, maybe it was because I liked the formula of Scream. But, after watching 1, 2, and 3 and then revisiting 4 and then watching 5 and being like, this is sort of the... we could do something new here. Scream can do something new here. Scream is the franchise to experiment with.
But can it do something new? Because people don't like new things.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's been shown. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's why we'll never get a Scream movie that's not really a Scream movie, because they don't want to make a movie that, like, tanks horrendously. Or even not to say that it will tank, but, it's a risk for sure if you... I don't know if it'll get the... I don't know how Hollywood works. The big suits. The producers. I don't know. The money givers, money makers.
Because I feel like for us, Scream 6 would work if it just wasn't... If it just didn't follow the Scream formula. Yeah. And I feel like... What can we say?
Well,
should it have pulled a Halloween
Kills? No, what's it?
Ends.
Halloween End. I guess we'll talk about Halloween End. Yeah, we'll talk about Halloween End.
Because
Halloween.
Because Scream 5 was sort of like commenting on that first Halloween requel. Because that one came out first, and then Scream 5 came out, right? So we're in conversation with these movies. Well, the movies are sort of like within the same time period. But Halloween Ends. A very controversial movie.
Yeah, people did not like Halloween Ends.
Still to this day.
Do I like Halloween Ends?
I don't know yet. I mean, I do like
kind of.
Quite
I like
a bit
things.
of it.
Yeah, things about Halloween. I can't talk. Halloween. I like things about Halloween Ends. The things that people don't like, I enjoy. Like, what's his name? Corey? Is that his name? The new Michael Meyers. I liked his character. What do people not like about Halloween Ends? The fact that Michael Myers is just not in it for a good
that
chunk?
Michael Myers is not in it. Pretty much that Michael Myers isn't in it, and the more legitimate criticism is that the setup of Corey's character is undone by having him die by Michael Myers again. Or not Michael Myers. Who kills him? Wait, Michael kills him, right?
I can't remember. It was either Michael or Laurie.
They set up Corey to sort of
There's like a dark side to him.
To quote unquote be the next Michael, but then they kill him off. Right, literally as.
Because his whole arc, I feel like he's kind of pushed to the side to have this cathartic showdown between Michael and Laurie,
which is hilarious.
Yeah, because at this point of the fucking franchise, I don't give a shit.
Who cares?
I don't care. It's I don't care.
They've actually done it so many times already.
I know.
If you watch the Halloween movies, which we did.
Except for the Rob Zombie ones.
Except for the Rob Zombie ones.
Visited. I haven't seen those yet.
But if you watch the Halloween movies, Michael and Laurie, they've thrown down a lot.
Oh my god, yeah.
They have thrown down for a while.
They hate each other. They hate each other, bro.
And in that way, the movie was marketed as Laurie versus Michael, right? The poster and everything, just the marketing of it. What people got was not that movie. And I guess maybe that's also why they were upset, because they thought they were getting one thing, but they were actually getting something that was almost interesting until it wasn't.
Because I can't talk. I just wanted to say that, going back to Corey, the opening of Halloween Ends was really interesting because you expected Michael Myers to show up, right? Because the little kid is like, Michael Myers is going to get you. Michael Myers is going to get you. Ha, 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 ha. And then Corey, kind of funny, but tragically kills the kid he was babysitting.
Well, yeah, in a really amazing scene where he essentially has a panic attack.
Yeah.
Over just the thought of Michael Myers being real, or Michael Myers coming back. Just that thought alone was so scary that he panicked and then accidentally killed the kid.
Yeah, he what did he do? He kicked the door.
Kicked the door down, I think, and then the kid
got hit by the door and he fell down he fell over the railing of the stairs and
that was shocking.
We
were watching the movie and then we were like, where's Michael? Where's he going to show up? Is he hiding in the dark somewhere?
All right, Michael, show up, come on.
And so that movie, I feel like up until the last 10 minutes is kind of the formula that Scream 6 should have been, right? Where it's not really going along with the Halloween formula,
Or the formula in general, right? Halloween formula, the Scream formula, the formula.
We had
the secret formula.
The cold opening was something totally different for the franchise, which the Scream 6 opening is not good.
No, the Scream 6 opening did some, it kind of had two fake outs, right? You had the fake out of
the teacher on a date.
The teacher on a date who just gets killed, just stabbed. And then, we see the killer's face and you're like, oh my god, we're going to know who Ghostface is. But then Ghostface gets killed by Ghostface. Yeah. Which is dumb. But, it's something. I'm sure people like the opening, but I don't know. My favorite opening is still 4. I'm sorry, I gotta stop talking about 4. I love 4. But, like some ideas for Scream 6 could have been, maybe introducing a new killer or a new mask. You could have Ghostface literally being killed off. We're literally just gonna stop. We're changing it up. Fuck Ghostface. No more Ghostface. Even though the mask in the first one was just was just a generic mask, right? If I remember correctly, if I'm remembering the trivia right, in the first movie, the Ghostface mask was just a a generic Halloween mask that they used, but because it got so successful,
it became the Ghostface.
It became Ghostface, right? Or the Scream, related to Scream. So it would have been interesting to see the sixth one the sixth entry in the franchise being like, okay, we're done. You've had enough. No more Ghostface. We're gonna kill off Ghostface. Ghostface is the victim, is the opening kill, in a way. But it could have been. They could have introduced a new killer. I don't know if it had to be another like masked assailant. Well, there's like a bunch of like that's the thing though, because from there, the possibilities are endless. You can go in different directions.
The new killer is a thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
Right. The radical change, one of the biggest radical changes for Scream 6 in our head, to make it better, was the introduction of a new killer.
A new killer.
Which I know would have gone over well. Would not have gone over well at all.
No.
If you just think about it, Scream 6 put into movie
Can you think of the Reddit posts?
And then you watch the movie and there's no Ghostface in it. He's absent. There's no Ghostface killer. It's just a new killer. Oh my goodness.
People would not like that. I don't think some people might like it, but I think
it would be a similar response to the Halloween ends.
Not even Halloween, like Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell is not liked by people because, Jason's not really in it. Except from the beginning, and I think towards the end he comes. You see the mask.
But that movie is crazy.
Jason Goes to Hell is so funny. It's so much fun. I love it.
But that's why it works. You need like a
you need
pariah
a break,
movie.
Something like that. Yeah, a pariah movie.
Because you had the same shit 5 times in a row. The 6th movie, you gotta just at some point, maybe not even the 6th, but at some point you just gotta kind of swing for the fences and try something.
I agree.
Anything, really.
Like I said, you kind of need a break from this. And like I said, Scream is definitely the franchise to do, where you can make those swings for the fences because, from the first one, it was born out of a love for horror movies, and it just so happened to be a slasher because, Kevin Williamson loves a slasher movie. He loves chase scenes.
Wes Craven became a horror director not because he really liked it, but because it was just financially the way it ended up going, and then over the course, you grow to like it more, but it wasn't like a thing that he was, super passionate about. But yeah, the 6th movie, new killer.
New killer. What that killer looks like, I don't know. Could be no mask. Could be, I don't know, literally anything.
But the movie just needed to be something that the fans don't want. Like The Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2. I haven't played that game.
Well, the way it opens.
Oh, yeah. I know how it opens.
Yeah.
I haven't played the game. But
we need something like that for the movie.
Joel dies, right? In the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure
I
knew that.
Something to that level for this movie to work. Or to be interesting.
Yeah. I agree. Although, no, yeah, I agree.
Something to rile up the people. Get them talking about the movie.
Scream, yeah.
Like, did you just see what Scream just did? And
they killed off Ghostface.
Ghostface literally died.
They made Ghostface shit and piss himself, and then he got fucking gutted, bro.
Which is really funny if they did that, because, Ghostface isn't, a one-person, serial killer.
No, he's an idea.
Right? He's just, a mask. But there would be so many posts. I can't believe they did that to Ghostface.
They killed Ghostface, bro!
But Ghostface isn't like Michael Myers. He's not, one guy. He's just, a mask that whoever wears.
Yeah.
That would be really funny though, because you'd be people going hard for.
I know. I was about to say I don't think this would work, but a killer who only targets people who wear the Ghostface mask to start killings. I don't know. I kind of flubbed over my words, but a killer who attacks other killers who are trying to be Ghostface killers, that is just dumb, a little silly. But if that was a Scream 6, honestly, I would welcome it in a weird way. I'd be like, yeah, kind of a weird swing, but it's something different.
Because we thought when the trailers for Scream 6 were coming out, it was going to be Cult of Ghostface.
Yeah, I did think
it was kind of giving it was supposed to be everyone, or there's a ring of fanatics, kind of like Hotline Miami 2, where there's the fanatics who were like
that
wearing
was because
masks.
they were teasing that the warehouse.
Yeah, the
where
warehouse.
Scream 6 ends.
And even that, as kind of a silly idea, is more interesting than what we got, right? Try to think of like the cult of Ghostface is whatever. That's the antagonist.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah, why not? And in New York City, that kind of makes sense. It's a huge city. You know, there's a bunch of people, dense population. You can kind of get away with like, how did all you freaks meet? It's New York.
How are you everywhere? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's New York. It's literally like everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah, but the cult of Ghostface never worked. I think some people suspected it too because if I'm remembering the trivia correctly, in Scream 3 originally, there was supposed to be a cult.
Oh.
Sort of. Like a group. It was supposed to be like a group of people.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think it's Scream 3 that they had plans where Sydney would think that all her friends just got murdered. And then it would be revealed that they were all in on it. Just to like, I don't know if to prank her, but something to that effect. Like Stu Macher, I think that's also where the Stu Macher rumor started, that he was supposed to come back for 3 or a scrapped. I don't know what movie, but I know it was like a scrapped idea of Stu coming back where he was orchestrating from like jail. He was masterminding from jail. But you know, that's also another silly idea. Definitely like a cliche in sequels for horror movies is just bring back someone that didn't die.
Well, they did it in 6. They brought back Kirby.
Kirby, yeah. Good old Kirby.
She didn't really do much.
No.
Unfortunately.
No.
She
had a big gulp.
Big gulp.
Big gulp. Burger.
And I guess that's it.
And then she said, would you look at that? The TV that killed Stu Macher. So fucking stupid. That's like, it's so lame, you know? How does anyone not feel lame writing that out? I think there's like the knife that stabbed Kirby and she makes a note of it too in the warehouse. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The knife that stabbed her.
Yeah, she's like, wow, this is the knife that stabbed me. Wow. Looks like camera. This is the knife that stabbed me.
Well, you know what? Maybe we needed Scream 6. So Scream 7 is like the antithesis to Scream 6. Where 6 was so obsessed with itself and Scream in general. And the 7th movie is that movie that is all about hating Scream. Because we've gone so far deep into, like, as you said, like, it's referencing itself. It's talking about itself. It thinks it's so... Well, it's just, like, obsessed with it. It's just references and...
Sniffing
oh, my God. Farts. Look at this. Look at that. Blah, blah, blah. And so in the 7th movie, you just kind of, like, shit all over that. And you make everyone mad. Everyone would be mad. You know? Yeah. Fuck Ghostface. Fuck the legacy characters. Fuck iconography. Like,
I honestly love that idea. At least for a movie that has 7 movies in it. Yeah. But obviously, like, the actual Scream 7 that we're going to get is not going to be that at all. I don't think it will be. No, I'm probably not even going to watch it. Just because of that entire mess of that production. It just leaves a horrible taste in my mouth. I don't like the way it... You know, so many people left. Someone got, you know, Melissa being fired just for speaking out for Palestine, and then they're like, yeah, you're canned. You know, Jenna's gone, Christopher Landon gone. So now it's just Kevin and Neve. I almost said Sidney Prescott, but Neve Campbell.
I don't even think Gail's back. Not confirmed.
I don't know either. It'd be funny if she wasn't.
They really got her?
Yeah, they really got her.
She did actually get caught.
She got. Get got.
She actually did.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even if it somehow wasn't, even though that production wasn't like a mess, and in a weird alternate universe, none of that happened, but like Melissa and Jenna are not involved, why would anyone watch that? You know, we had 2 movies with them, and now they're not going to be in the 3rd one. It's just such awkward progression for 7.
I feel like the way some people talk about the movies is like they'll watch it regardless as long as like Neve and like Ghostface appear, which is like...
Yeah. I think that's just a symptom of something else too.
Oh, well, just franchise in general. Yeah. Just any franchise.
Really, it's kind of like Friday the 13th, right? People just kind of went to see Jason. They went to see The Mask.
People want a new Friday so badly.
I don't know why, but those movies suck.
If it literally came out next year, I guarantee you, it's literally just gonna be the same movie that they've done 10 times already, 11 times already. It's literally just gonna be Jason hacking some people. I guess you might get more blood than you did before, but that's literally it.
We'll probably get some snarky comment about horrors movies today. I don't know. Also, that's another thing I think Scream kind of influenced in movies, where they all kind of made a snarky remark or kind of like, I don't know, it's like a little, what's the word? Like escaping me. Like just some kind of remark to, like a wink at the audience, kind of like line, or something like that. I feel like we got a lot of that after Scream, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want a new Friday the 13th movie. I mean, I'm probably gonna get one anyway, just because I'm sure it'll make money.
Whenever the rights get untangled from whatever they're going.
I keep forgetting about that sometimes. I actually haven't committed to sitting down and reading the details about that, the actual, like,
I mean, I don't really give a shit because, like, we don't want those movies.
No. All right, really quick. From the Friday the 13th movies, the movies I liked were Part 4, right?
Yeah, Part 4, the final chapter.
The final chapter. What's that one that everyone likes? Jason Lives? Is that the one where he's a zombie?
Yes.
That one's fun.
That one's good.
Jason Goes to Hell I like.
The first one?
I guess. Yeah.
I think the first one's okay.
The first one's okay.
And all the rest of them are various shades of...
I'll only mention 3 because of the disco
theme song.
That is the only reason. Just Google Friday the 13th's opening soundtrack. Number 3. Because that's a barn movie. It's a 3D one, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that movie sucks, bro. It's so boring. Holy shit.
We need a new Friday. No, oh my god.
Nightmare?
A new Nightmare.
Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't know if that's hypocritical, but I think I would be more interested in watching a new Nightmare. Just because, like, I always felt like Nightmare could... The best thing about the Nightmare movies were just, like, the imagery for it, right? The practical effects. Mm-hmm. But, the last Nightmare movie we got was the remake, right?
Yeah, 2010 or 11.
Yeah, like I mean, that scared me when I was a kid, but then we watched it again recently, and it was dog doo-doo. It was not good. Yeah, I guess I'd be more interested in a Nightmare movie, but I don't think we're really going to get one.
No.
I don't really see... I mean, it could happen, but I don't really see it.
For the money.
No. Didn't Dave England say he's not really interested in it?
Oh, they'd have to find a new person.
Yeah, they would have to find someone new, which isn't like a bad thing. Yeah. They found someone else for Pinhead, or the Priest, I think they called. I think Pinhead, in Hellraiser. I think Pinhead's called the Priest.
I don't know.
I can't remember if Pinhead's the actual name or the nickname that Pinhead got.
I think it feels like
it's like the Priest. I think he's referred to as the Priest in the books. Anyway, new actor did the Priest.
But we need more Hellraiser movies.
Hellraiser's great. Mm-hmm. Well, most of the Hellraiser movies are great.
I think they're all amazing.
In their own unique way?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one.
I think they should put those back in theaters.
Dude.
Especially some of the really weird ones, they should put them in theaters.
Okay, I know Deader isn't great, but I still love Deader.
Hellraiser Deader?
Oh my god.
Put that in theaters.
Give me Deader back. I want to party in the subway or the train nightclub. That what the fuck was that?
Well, we need like a Hellraiser sequel for Scream. Like, Scream 6 was on the level of some of those weird Hellraiser sequels.
So it would just be a detective story, but then disguised as a Scream movie, because that's most of the Hellraiser
No, it would
movies.
just be like, pick any random genre. Like have like a wheel, spin it with a bunch of genres on it.
Oh.
Pick 2 of them. Then like take some word adjectives out of a hat randomly and then stick them together and then at the end put Scream and then make a movie like that and then just call it Scream.
Adjective. Okay. Adjective.
So I picked up for my genres. I picked out romance,
crime, thriller.
Romance, crime. Well, romance, crime, thriller.
Yeah. Adjective. Pink.
Pink.
Pink. Okay, fine.
Romance, crime, thriller, slow.
Slow.
And
fast.
Romance, crime, thriller, slow, and fast. And the last thing you put is Scream. So you have to make that movie, total freedom, whatever you want to make that
slow
about.
And fast.
Slow and fast.
That's
romance,
kind of my
crime, thriller.
Fast. I don't know what I meant by
and
that.
then at the end, you had to somehow put Scream into it every now and again.
I mean, that's how they. Yeah, you are right. That's how they did Hellraiser movies. Just straight to DVD.
Like Hell World.
Ugh, don't remind me about Hell World.
House. Party.
House,
video game.
Party, video game, Buried Alive. What else happened? Henry Cavill got a blowjob.
He did.
Yeah.
I love Hellraiser. I'm sorry. I didn't have to talk about Hellraiser.
No,
for a second.
it's okay. We talked about what was the other movie we talked about? Oh, Halloween. We talked about Halloween for a little bit. Yeah. And Jason.
And
Nightmare.
And Freddy.
Did I just get stung by a mosquito? It's okay.
We talked about all the big guys. Oh, Chucky.
Chucky. I love Chucky. You know, if we're gonna talk about a franchise that like is still pretty good, Chucky. The TV show is pretty good. We haven't finished season 2. Season 3 is coming out.
But the movies, that's like something that constantly is like doing something different.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like.
Well,
the first 3, the Child's Play movies.
The original Child's Play trilogy.
Great, love the first Child's Play.
First one was good, amazing.
Second one was like okay.
It was okay.
It had some fun moments.
The third one
I did not like it.
Not great.
It has some cringy moments, but like cringy kind of funny moments.
Yeah.
Chucky's gonna be a bro. Charles.
Come on, guys.
Chucky's gonna be a bro.
But then after the third one, instead of doing what like a Scream or like a Friday does, where they just kind of continue to make the same movie over and over again, they sort of reinvented themselves. They took a break.
Yeah.
And they came back with Bride of Chucky?
Bride of Chucky.
With Bride of Chucky.
Jennifer Tilly rocks my world.
And that movie is amazing.
It's so silly.
It's
I don't know. Like
comedy,
the acting
camp,
is so funny.
Horror.
Yeah, it's great. I love.
And then they went up themselves after that. They doubled down on their tone in that movie with Seed of Chucky.
Seed of Chucky is great.
An even more insane movie than the last one.
Seed of Chucky is great. John Waters is just there.
Glenn
and Glenda.
Glenda?
Glenda? We need to finish this second season because Glenn/Glenda comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we went to Curse of Chucky.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that.
I don't like Curse of Chucky because Curse of Chucky tried to go back to what made the first Child's Play so good, but I don't know. I think at that point I just really liked the first 2. I didn't really care for Curse. The only good thing about Curse, maybe it's just too harsh, but is that without Curse I wouldn't have Cult.
That's true. Cult of Chucky.
Cult of Chucky is probably one of my favorite. It's kind of hard to, because I love Jennifer Tilly so much. So I don't know if I would put Cult of Chucky as my favorite.
But it's definitely one of the best.
It's one of the best ones. It's so funny. You know, Don Mancini has a vision, and he did not give a fuck.
Nope.
If he has the
budget, anything to do it.
He's just like, I have this vision in my head. I'm going to bring it to the screen, baby. Mm-hmm. And he does.
And talk about a franchise that knows how to handle its like legacy characters.
Yes.
Like Andy
was great. Jennifer Tilly.
Like it's
the
really
only
good.
legacy character we didn't get back was, I guess, the cop and Andy's mom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she comes back in the TV show. She might.
Either.
I feel like if anything, that would be the place for her to come back, and maybe even the detective. But Andy comes back.
Yeah, Andy's great when he comes back. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's the same actor. I think the acting is a little choppy sometimes, but
it kind of fits in because Child's Play is just so, Chucky.
Yeah,
it's like camp. It's silly. So I feel like even the mediocre acting.
I just remembered, the opening of a Cult, right? Where like Andy's on a date and he just talks about
my god,
his baggage on a date, and then he comes back and he just has this severed head
of Chucky who's fucking talking to him.
Maybe you are crazy, Andy. And then he just tortures. Andy's not okay.
Oh no.
Andy he's not doing okay. Oh my god. God. I love movies. I love horror movies.
Except for Scream 6.
Except for Scream 6. But it's okay. Scream is not the first franchise to have like garbage sequels.
No, and for all intents and purposes, the Scream franchise, much better.
I would say it is definitely one of the better franchises.
Even much. Way better than a lot
like
of
Halloween or Friday or I don't know. I think Nightmare has a couple better. Slightly better.
Halloween has some real stinkers though.
Halloween.
But also some really good ones.
I was going to say, I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up for me between Halloween and Friday the 13th. In terms of which had like and which, oh my god. I need to stop drinking coffee before this. But between the two, I don't know who has the worst sequels.
Halloween. Not Halloween.
Friday. I think Friday.
Friday has the worst because they're just some of them are
but
just.
Then again,
so
Halloween's kind of.
But I feel like Halloween, like the bad ones, are like interesting too. I think the Rose, the Cult of Rose, or Thorn, Cult of Thorn. Oh yeah. That one with Paul Rudd in it, I think is really.
I forgot he was in that.
I think that one's kind of fun and interesting sometimes.
Yeah.
I think 1, 2, and 3 are actually good movies.
The second one? Halloween?
Halloween 2.
Oh, you like Halloween 2?
I like Halloween 2.
I feel like I remember we watched it and you didn't like it at all.
I had to rewatch it.
Okay.
But I think Halloween 2 is like a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it's alright. I don't really remember. If it ended at
2, it would have been fine too.
Oh, I do remember. I like the ending of Halloween 2.
The ending of 2 is really good.
I really like that ending.
Halloween 3 is also good because
Halloween 3 is great. Well, everyone loves Halloween 3. Now, you say Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, everyone's like, of course, the best one.
Not the best one, but it's really good.
What the best in terms of sequels?
In terms of the sequels,
we just
it's H2. No, it's a Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, because H2O is the Scream ripoff, right?
Yeah, H2O.
H2O is the Scream ripoff.
H2O is Scream ripoff.
No, you are. Resurrection is so good.
Resurrection is that bitch.
And they will hate us for it. They will hate us for it. That's what I want for Scream 6 or 7 or whatever. Give me Scream Resurrection.
Scream Resurrection. That should be the subtitle too.
Scream Resurrection. Oh my god.
We need to talk about Halloween Resurrection.
Yeah, let's talk about Resurrection.
Do you want to do it now or a whole episode for it? Should we give it a tease?
I guess we could give it a tease, but if you want, we could just talk a little bit about it. Yeah. Just because I love Resurrection.
Which came at the tail end of that's like the last one of the original.
Yeah, and I think after that is the Rob Zombie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure after Resurrection it's the Rob Zombie movies. But yeah, no, Resurrection. I remember watching that with you, and I think at the beginning, right?
Oh, at the beginning.
The beginning is you were like, turn this shit off because it was the same shit. It was fucking Michael again after you think he died in H2O. It turns out no, Michael actually replaced. He put the mask on the paramedic, and then Laurie killed the paramedic, and then Laurie got locked up for being cuckoo bananas. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Her son is locked away somewhere else. We don't talk about her son. Yeah. So yeah, it just starts off as another Halloween movie. He's back. He's killing people, and Raul was like turning the shit off because I was kind of with him at that point. Because it's the same shit. I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to sit through another fucking Halloween movie. Then they kill Laurie.
And then they kill Laurie.
They kill Laurie. Laurie dies.
And then in that one moment towards the end of the cold open where Michael's leaving the facility.
She kisses him. Did you forget about that? Mwah! A smooch on the... Whatever. But that was kind of weird.
Yeah. But it wasn't immediately apparent to me until about halfway through the movie. But after that cold opening when Michael, after he kills Laurie, he's like leaving the facility or whatever. And then he leaves his knife. And it's actually very metaphorical. Because that's Michael saying, I'm done.
He's walking away.
He's walking away. And technically, if you watch the movie, Michael's pretty much done doing what Michael needs to do. Which is that he just wants to kill Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Because of reasons.
Who cares? He's pure evil, malevolent.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. He's not anymore. That life is behind him now. He's like, I've done it. Mm-hmm. I got a smooch for my sister. Weird.
And then it's all about like making a TV show, a reality TV show.
Yeah, that takes place in the original Myers house.
The original Myers house. That's live streamed like Big Brother, kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's live. Everyone's tuning in to watch this bullshit, whatever it is, and they're essentially recreating. They're making a Halloween movie within the Halloween movie.
Yeah, because the host is who is played by Busta Rhymes. I think he's the host. Or he's a producer. Yeah. He's involved in the show somehow. But, they're manufacturing the scares. They're putting, like, lore. They're putting items in the house to
add to the lore of
which Michael is Myers. Funny because... Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk too much about this.
Because it goes so deep.
It really does go deep because they're adding things just like the way... Just like you... Okay. I don't know if you can say... If you can voice it more coherently than I am. I am caffeinated, so I might puke out. But in the movie, the producers put in fake items to kind of give like history to the character of Michael Myers. Like, I don't know, like a crib. I'm trying to remember, like cribs or something like that.
Yeah, they put like...
To kind of add like to the lore. Which parallels what they did to Michael's character...
After the first movie.
Literally, they just kept adding things, right?
And everyone after that, they just keep on
he's
adding
like,
random pieces of lore.
He's Laurie's brother. There's a cult.
He has like a connection to like Laurie and like her like daughter or like the cousin of.
Oh no!
In
yeah,
Halloween 4.
That's Laurie's daughter.
Yeah.
He's like attacked. He's trying to kill his bloodline or something.
And then
I can't remember.
Then the daughter is infected by like the Michael curse or whatever.
Yeah, that one I don't remember. I don't remember if she was infected or if she just inherited
evil, something like that.
The evil.
But you see, this is bullshit lore that the movies started adding as they went on.
Because you have to at that point, right? You're making more movies. You're trying to come up with new ideas.
You're just pulling shit out of a one movie idea. You're just tacking things on like.
Yeah. So that's what they do.
For money. Just for money. What are they doing in Halloween Resurrection? They're trying to make money. They're trying to make money off of it. Just like they're making money off that, he says, how do I get more money? How do I make this successful? We're adding this, and then this, because it's got to be... So it's literally a commentary on Halloween
movies
as a whole.
And I believe one of the characters finds like a bunch of bones.
Yeah, the bones.
Those were fake. We find out later it's fake. Because again, another addition to the Halloween lore that he like keeps the victims' bones.
Oh, and the fact that like Michael apparently eats like sewer rats, like when like, see, this is where he would make his food or like scavenge for whatever.
Rodent fricassee.
Yeah.
Or fricassee. I don't know.
It's amazing.
Resurrection is so good. Like, you guys don't understand. The world doesn't understand. Letterboxd doesn't understand.
They don't.
If you're one of those, if you don't like Resurrection, I guess
you need to rewatch it.
You should rewatch it.
But before doing that, you need to rewatch every single Halloween movie in order.
Up to
watch them all, and then get to that.
Guarantee you're gonna be sick of that fucking man. You're gonna be like,
and then when you watch Resurrection, you'll be like, oh,
like thank God, Laurie's dead. Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Please.
God, yeah. And also, just aside from that, there's like some decent set pieces in there too, right? There's like that where you have like an audience that's watching a live stream and they're texting one of the girls in the house, trying to be like, be quiet, don't scream. He's coming up. He's in the next room.
Something that those movies are sorely lacking is like actual set pieces, as you said.
Yeah.
So the movie has them.
And I'm sure some of the things that we're talking about are the reasons that movie gets dunked on. But like, kind of going back to Scream 6 and what we want from Scream 6 is that Resurrection wasn't really a traditional Halloween movie. It did something different. It made a swing.
Very different.
Were some of those swings kind of goofy? Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say that Busta Rhymes like doing some karate moves on Michael Myers was like high art. It is high art.
It was amazing.
In a way, it is high art. So maybe I am saying that, but it was so welcomed. It was so welcomed. And it's, like I said, 6 movies in for Scream. And we get the same shit and not even done that well.
And, and like, when it comes to like meta commentary, something that Scream prides itself on, Halloween Resurrection does it so much better. Because remember when Busta Rhymes is literally dressed as Michael, telling the actual Michael Myers how to be more like Michael Myers. It is so hilarious.
It's so much fun.
It's funny. It's like, there's this guy literally just telling Michael Myers, you're not being Michael enough right now, actually.
Right, because like at that point, Michael's not even a person. He's an idea.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, this is what Michael does. Everyone knows who Michael Myers is at this point.
Like, you don't exist. You're not really a person or a character, Michael. Let me tell you how, Mike. Exactly. This is what the people want to see. They want to see you act like this. They don't want to see you act like that, Michael. Yeah. Let me show you. It's so hilarious. And, like, it has, like, a point to it. It's, like, right there. That movie is brilliant, actually. It's a brilliant film.
I love Resurrection.
But one that can only exist from making, like, 6 piles of garbage
I think
in a row.
I think if Resurrection came in earlier in the franchise, like maybe like somehow the second one, I don't know. I think I still might like it.
I don't know, but I feel like it couldn't exist without all that other garbage.
Right.
So maybe Scream 6 is necessary to be garbage because we need the fall off in order to have like the underappreciated masterpiece, Rebound, kind of. The commentary on its own unraveling.
Yeah, I know we're probably over time a little bit, but...
Oh, for sure.
I just want to mention that, similarly, Resident Evil kind of had a similar trajectory. I think after 6, that was kind of like...
That was the fall-off
point.
The peak of the fall-off.
Peak of the fall-off,
Not the peak of franchise, but peak of...
Yeah. People didn't love 6. And then after that, we went to 7, which people love 7. And then we went to 8, which people love 8. But, 8 kind of went back to what made 5 and 4. And to some degree, 6 fun. It's wackier. But, like you were saying, you kind of need to reach a point where it's so clear that people are tired of it. I don't know if people are tired of 6 or Scream. I know we are. I have a feeling
if none of that stuff happened and they came out with 7, and 7 was exactly what we feared it was, which would just be a slight repeat of like the same movie again, I feel like people would be tired. I feel like one more of like the same thing would have like made people be like, okay.
I kind of think Scream is doomed to die pretty soon.
Especially if it just keeps on doing what it's doing.
Yeah. And right now, the way things are looking production-wise, I don't see 7 being anywhere. No. Probably not going to be watching that anyway when it comes out.
Nope.
No, sir. But, yeah.
So, you know what? Maybe Halloween is actually the winner in the most swings taken for, like, a horror franchise. Because I feel like, even in the Rob Zombie one, I feel like Halloween is so unconventional sometimes.
Well, did you watch any of the...
I have not, but what I've heard of it seems like the reason why people hate it a lot is because it's so unlike the character of Michael and the lore as well.
Maybe I should probably watch the Halloween.
So I feel like Halloween maybe has that going for where like it is so diverse. I mean, a lot of it is garbage, but like it's interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Honestly, you can make 2 episodes out of this at this point.
Yeah.
But
like the halfway point of the original Halloween series, like what 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Mm-hmm. And then the latter sequels are very different from these.
Maybe this should be the podcast. Just talking about horror movies. Who Killed Taylor Ham? Was it Scream? Was it Ghostface? Was it Michael? Was it Chucky?
Was it the Cenobites?
Was it the Cenobites? Oh my god.
Was it the giant prism, Leviathan, and Hellraiser 2?
Bro, he's so cute.
Leviathan? He's just standing. He's just there. Existing.
He's just like destroying my perception of reality. And I'm just, I'm on my knees. Mm-hmm. I'm on my knees for you, Leviathan. But
we could do the Halloween deep dive.
Yeah, we really could. And oh god, I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep yapping, but I want to. Because we're talking about movies that aren't received that well. Freddy's what was it called? Freddy's Dead.
Oh, Freddy's Dead. Oh, Freddy's Dead.
That is so good. I love that movie. But people hate it.
They do. Why does they hate it?
Do you people not like good content?
It's not even that. Well, it is kind of different, but not super, super different from the rest of the Nightmare movies. It kind of still has the same, well, Freddy's there. He's still doing his, Freddy gimmick. He's being annoying and, funny and weird and sadistic.
Yeah.
But there is differences to it that make it much cooler.
I love that movie.
The movie's awesome. Freddy's
hopping.
Dead.
Bong, bong, bong. The guy hopping. God. Oh. Scream 6.
What we want is Scream to do more swings.
Make more swings, yeah. If you're gonna,
if you're gonna go this many movies in, you gotta start doing something.
Yeah, I know.
The slop, I can't be eating the slop all the time. No. I want slop, but I want, interesting slop.
Yeah, put some peas in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some corn. Corn.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, corn. Hey, corn.
Because, come on, guys. You can't admit. It was funny when Michael Meyers was part of the cult. And they went into the underground facility, and then there was, a...
Dude.
That's funny. Didn't
it end with, Dr. Loomis kind of yelling at him? Or... I can't remember what he was doing. Was he just go ah! Ah! I'm making this up, I think. But... Paul Rudd. What the fuck are you doing here, Paul Rudd? Get out of here. I'm sick of you. Fuck, go be Ant-Man.
I feel like at this point they should just do the we need more horror crossover versus
Freddy versus Jason.
They need to bring back the horror franchise versus horror franchise mascot in a one-off shoot thing.
Oh my god!
Come on, what are we? That's money right there.
Alien versus Pumpkinhead.
That's not
happening.
Pumpkinhead.
We're not talking about Pumpkinhead. Don't mention that name here.
At least not yet. No. We had to finish the...
Pumpkinhead, unfortunately, I don't think... It's one of those franchises that I think if it had the success like a Friday or a Nightmare, we could have gotten some decent ones if we had more sequels, which is kind of weird that I'm saying that, but... We
need more than 4 Pumpkinhead movies. We need at least 6.
We actually need a lot more Pumpkinhead movies, guys. Yeah. I don't think you understand. That's my idea for world peace.
With the Pumpkinhead reboot.
Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings. That's my favorite one.
I like the one we watched where I'm trying to remember this one. It was
it's Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings.
No, it's the third one.
The third one?
The third one. It's the third one. I don't even know what it's called.
I don't remember either.
Is it called Pumpkinhead Revelations?
Is it Bloodlines?
Or Bloodlines?
It might be Bloodlines. Because I think the fourth one's called Ashes or Ashes.
What's the
to
one
Ashes.
where there's in a church? There's a church scene.
I think that's Bloodlines. Okay. I think.
Or is it ends in there's a motel scene, right? I'm sorry.
Wait,
you brought up Pumpkinhead, and I got scared.
I know.
Because I had to think about it.
I know, but in all seriousness, the second one, Blood Wings, is the best Pumpkinhead movie. No? Okay.
No.
All right. I guess you'll stick with the other ones. I'm not envious of you. I'm happy with Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings.
We gotta finish the 4th one.
No, we don't. It's so boring. Anyway, that is. I don't know. Do you think do you have anything else to say on Scream Scream 6?
No, I feel like we talked about Scream 6, our problems, and then also compare Scream 6 to other horror franchises that have been going longer or as long and have been doing, more interesting things.
Yeah. And like you'd mentioned before, at this point of the series, this is probably around the time that Scream should be making those swings because, I don't know, like if they're really gonna be like a franchise, that's what franchises do, right? Like at one point we're just throwing shit at the wall. Sometimes that shit ends up being entertaining, like Resurrection. Love me some Resurrection.
I was gonna say some Jason movie, but there really isn't that many.
Like Jason Goes to Hell. Parts
of Jason Takes Manhattan are funny. Parts of it.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't watch the movie again. It was so boring.
I'd watch it on like 2 times speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like skip to the end of like part 7 where he fights Telekinesis Girl.
Oh, that was fun.
Skip like an hour into the movie. You don't need to watch all that.
That one was called
the new Blood.
Not New Blood. I don't remember.
But skip an hour into it and then just watch the last bits of it. That's good. That's some good stuff there.
Yummy, good food.
And then watch the Barn movie. Watch the third one.
Oh my god. Don't watch the third one. Don't watch the third one. It's so boring.
Just to see.
Like 2 was kind of boring as well, but like I was gonna say at least he just has a sack over his head. People like the sack.
He's like Sackboy.
Sackboy. Little Big Planet. And irrelevant. Cut that.
Anyways, that's all I had to say about Scream 6.
Same. I don't think
and
I have
horror in general.
Yeah. Scream 6. Whatever. If you like Scream 6, that's great. Good for you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Me too.